Welcome back, guys. We're back for final thoughts on the Carisma M10DB, the brushless desert buggy from Carisma. Had high hopes for it when it came out of the box with the aluminum chassis and aluminum shock towers and really decent price of $149.99. Had high hopes, and then after I saw it on my off-road track, I kind of lost a little hope for it. It didn't handle very good out of the box. Chassis was slapping a lot, didn't have much suspension travel. It really, kind of, sort of wasn't worth a fuck off-roading. But I had fun running it on my road, so I figured, well, for $150 it's a pretty cool on-road car. You could have some fun with it. It's not without its uses. And I got involved with the Arma Phase-On and that Rage R10 thing for a while, and I didn't get back to doing my follow-up run with this. Well, today that finally happened. Matter of fact, I'm fresh in from it, so it's fresh in my mind how this thing did. I was real happy with it today. The only issue I had with this car at all was on a kind of hard crash on that first run, and the on-off switch would fucking turn itself off. So to remedy that, I got out my magic snippers and I cut the son of a bitch off and I spliced the wires together. I say splice, but in redneck terminology, I buried the two ends and twisted them together, put a little solder and some shrink tube over them so it wouldn't short out and catch my car on fire. So far it hasn't caught on fire, so that fix worked. I added some preload to the shocks. I don't know what these plastic clips are. It looks like there might be half-inch preload added to the rears, and there may be a quarter at the absolute most added to the front. It jumped a lot better, it handled a lot better around the track. It really showed that the tires are the weak part of this car. And at $150, I can forgive the tires sucking, because it seems like the way of the hobby anymore. I think they're all in cahoots. Duratrack says, hey, I'll stop making cars if you guys start putting garbage tires on your cars so people come and buy my tires. And I think that's how that works out, because Duratrack makes good replacement tires for all this ready-to-run shit that doesn't come with anything that works. Now, maybe I had to get some of them Duratrack short course trucks to throw on here since I ran my mouth about it. Maybe I had to back up what I said and spend a little money. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe there'll be one more video of this car. I beat the fuck out of it pretty good if you watch that second run. I even launched it off the Punisher. I went kind of easy. I did what I could. I mean, it's pretty low to the ground. You can't really get a hard run through the grass with this, and I didn't want to destroy this car anyways. I don't really feel like ordering parts for it. It did real well. Had some pretty hard crashes running around the track. I hit the fucking refrigerator twice with it. That should represent anything some dumb kid will do with it. If you get this for your kid and he runs it into shit, it'll take a fair amount of it before it breaks something. Haven't broke anything yet. Peeled up the corners of the body a little bit, probably on the refrigerator hits. And probably the worst carnage on one of the Punisher hits where I tried to hit it kind of hard. You heard it bottom out in the back end. And what happened there is it actually broke the head off one of the screws that holds the transmission in place. That might be a cocksucker to get sorted out, because I think that broke off way up inside the transmission. I don't think I'm going to have anything to get a hold of there. And I might be running this son of a bitch with 3 screws in it for the rest of its life. But, bottom line on the car, I really like it. I think you get a lot of car for your money. You don't get a lot of good cars for $150 these days. I say that, but the Arma Phase-On was pretty good for around that same money. But this is brushless, aluminum chassis. Really pretty solid little platform. I just did the most basic of tuning on it and made it handle off-road a lot better than it came out of the box. The only other negative I got, really, the servo in this thing sucks balls. I mean, it's weak. It didn't completely strip out and break and stop working like the one on the R10. They might be the same servo. Everything else in these cars is the same. It's just weak. If the car is sitting still, it can barely turn the fucking wheels. When it's rolling, it can turn them okay, but it's not enough. When they come hot around the corner coming into my shed, usually I ran into the shed because it didn't turn enough to fucking avoid it. That's my biggest bitch. I can accept that they come with kind of shitty tires. It pisses me off when they all come with a shit servo, though, and it seems like everything does anymore. Like I said, this one still works. And if you're driving around, you might not notice it too bad, but I did, and it got under my skin a little. Not enough to give it a negative review. Matter of fact, I think for a first car, you'd be okay with one of these. Might be alright for a kid that never drove anything before. It maybe doesn't realize how fucking terrible the turning is on it. Seems like a good solid car. If you like the looks of it, and you like the speed of it running around my track, I say get yourself one. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's the same mid-motor setup as the Rage, but just supposed to have a longer wheelbase. I'll have to get them out and compare them side by side. Because this does take a full-length battery. This is not limited to a shorty pack like that other one. And what you saw me running it on was a Bias 25C 5000 milliamp hour 2S LiPo. Pretty low rate battery. Nothing super powerful. And this car seemed to like it. And I liked the way it got around. It was still kind of controllable, drivable, despite the shitty tires. Pretty good car. I'm going to give this one one thumbs up anyway. Not two, but one. It's excellent value. Good car. I don't think you can go wrong. Unless you get a lemon, which that happens. But look at that. After 2 beatings, the driver even stayed in place. Every car I got with an interior, the fucking interior panel has come loose lately. The Carisma Desert Buggy. There you go. There you have it. Bye. Bye.